Hi guys, good night to you. So tonight I'm gonna ask question. Was Jesus married to Lady Magdalene? Many Christians would like to see that Jesus was unmarried, but it's unusual for a man of God to remain unmarried because it's a sin if say having sex without marriage is a sin. So Jesus being human being, if you look back, the man of God, the previous man of God, like King David, how many wives he got? 90 something, then almost 100 wives. And King Solomon, how many wives he got? They say 1,000 wives. So what make people think that Jesus had not had a wife? That bit unusual. So how Jesus met Magdalene? So there are many stories of Magdalene. Some story is telling she was a bad woman. No, it's not true that she was a bad woman. And what I have read, how Jesus met Magdalene. Actually, Magdalene brother is Lazarus. So Lazarus was the man who was put back to life by Jesus' miracle. So Lazarus was the brother of Magdalene. So what happened was, when Lazarus died, Magdalene asked for help from Jesus, how to put her brother back to life. So she went to see Jesus when Jesus visited the village they live. When he heard Jesus was visiting the village, so she personally met Jesus, asked Jesus to help to revive her brother. So the brother was put back to life, and then Jesus suggested to his disciple, telling his disciple that he wanted to visit the house of Lazarus, the Lazarus house. Oh, and of course, Lazarus Magdalene was in that house. So they were sitting on the table, a long table, and what happened was Lazarus' little sister was sitting near the feet of Jesus under the table, and what happened was at that time that Martha was observing that her sister Magdalene had forgotten to serve Jesus and his companion with drink and food. So it was customary for the people in those times when visitors came to the house, or it's customary to serve visitors with drink, and they have food, served with food and drink as well. So at that time, Martha, who was under the table, saying sorry to Jesus that her sister had not served them with food and drink. So why? Or because her sister mind was not something catch her mind. Jesus was a handsome man, and at the time Magdalene was not having husband yet. So I just imagine a handsome man visited her house, and she had forgotten to serve food and drink. So, what happened? Jesus visited the house, and Lady Magdalene forgotten to serve food and drink. So when Martha was making an apology, Jesus said to Martha that her sister was interested in listening to what they were talking, and she was so interested that she forget to serve food and drink. But maybe the heart speak differently, and maybe Jesus also saying something. And the gospel didn't say it, didn't mention they got married. But from there on, Jesus was close with Mary, with Magdalene. There were many events that Mary Magdalene was seen together with Jesus' mother. And was seen together with Jesus' mother, and she was in the house, in Mary's house, when Jesus, after his disappearance, visited her mother, and she was there witnessing the what the Jesus coming back from heaven to visit her mother, and Magdalene was in Jesus' mother's house. So meaning that Mary was close, and when Jesus was about to depart to heaven, again Mary Magdalene was mentioned in the gospel, that she was like saying farewell to Jesus. So, and there was also a story of that she was at the tomb. She buried the body, which was they believed to be Jesus. So she also buried the body. Was there, and Jesus' mother was there. They thought Jesus' body. They thought Jesus died on the cross, and they at night they came, took down their body and buried, which they thought it was Jesus. But but it was not Jesus, because Jesus came back from heaven to visit her mother. And Jesus told the story, the whole story. Actually, Jesus came to visit her mother with angel Gabriel, and it was angel Gabriel that Jesus asked him to tell the whole story. So they were listening, angel Gabriel talking, telling the story of what was happening. So the person they had killed on the cross, it wasn't Jesus. It was Judas Iscariot, who was leading the search for Jesus. He led the Roman legion looking for Jesus, and then his appearance was changed to appear to look like Jesus. And at that time Jesus escaped and was taken to heaven by angel. And the Roman then arrested Judas Iscariot, who was made to appear to look like Jesus. So it was Judas Iscariot who was put on the cross. because he kept denying that he was Jesus. Then the Roman legion mocked him, and put some thorn-like things on his head as a gear, and they saluted him king. So they salute, the legion mocked him and mocked him wearing that headgear as if he was Caesar. So, and then in the end, the Roman speared him, so he died on the cross. But at the time, Jesus' mother thought he was Jesus who was killed. So was Jesus' disciple had believed that he was Jesus who was killed. But what happened then? They buried the body, and then later on people found out that the tomb was empty. So Jesus, when they make rumor that Jesus is back to life to take revenge, there was panic in the population, especially the priests, because the priests were involved. The rabbi was involved in searching for Jesus. They pay money to Judas Iscariot to search for Jesus, so it was rabbi money. So they were also worried that Jesus, when the rumors spread Jesus would take revenge, the rabbi was scared. And Jesus' mother was also worried what happened to Jesus, why his body disappeared, and where they hide the body. And so she was upset on what was happening, and made Rabbi not to worry about his son and forget about his son. So she was upset, and she didn't know what was happening, and she prayed to God, telling God to reveal to her what was actually happening. So God then asked Jesus to visit her mother. Of course, the angel took Jesus from heaven to her mother's house, and so from heaven, Jesus and four angels, including Gabriel, Michael, or the minister of Jesus, minister of angels, came with Jesus. So when they were in the house, of course, Jesus' mother was scared. Who is this people coming suddenly from the rooftop down to the room in her house? And Jesus was saying, I am Jesus, I am alive. was the word that Jesus said. I am Jesus, I am alive. And Jesus covered the body of the angel. Angel was angel body. Jesus covered the angel because angel had wing, or not to make them scared. So he covered the body of angel with clothes. So then Jesus asked angel to tell the whole story whilst Jesus embraced her mother, comforting her. So Mary Magdalene was there. So this indicates how close Mary Magdalene with Jesus' mother. So it can only be a relationship like mother-in-law. So from the closeness of Mary and Magdalene, then I believe Mary was Jesus' wife. There also other story that people were saying that Jesus was married to Mary Magdalene. I think that's all I want to say about that Jesus married to Mary Magdalene and having daughter as well named Sarah. So that's what I believe. If you don't believe, then Jesus